Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
And currently we are on vacation.
Man, totally disconnected.
Yes,
we're not even really here. You think you're listening to us, but we not.
Well, we are not. We're here in spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on vacation, so we're playing
The best donkeys, the best interviews, you guys, which is the best callers, and some of the best moments the Breakfast Club has had in the last couple of months. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and have fun. Keep it locked. Red is going to be running the boards. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
It's a new day. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up!
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hey, Nadine. Good morning. Get it off your chest. Where you calling from first?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Dallas. What's up, mama?
I wrote a book. It's called How to Date a Fat Chick, A Fat Girl's Guide to Dating. And I'll be so grateful, guys. Pick it up and read it.
How to date a fat chick?
Yes, A Fat Girl's Guide to Dating.
Is it a heavy read? Is it thick? Like, how many pages is it?
Ha ha ha, you're so funny.
No, I'm just asking. Like, how many pages is it?
It's not that big. It's like 116 pages. It's a one-day read, but it's a great story about my dating life.
About your what?
My dating life.
Oh, you a big girl.
Oh, duh.
Don't duh that. She might not be big no more. It might be her past life she's writing about.
So it was hard. It was hard for you to date.
It's a satirical look at my dating life. It's just the things that I went through and the lessons that I learned along the way.
Okay.
Nah, I'd love to read that. I had a homegirl who wrote something like that before. It was called Dating While Fat.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah. It's on Amazon, so it's by Nadine Jones, which is me. And again, How to Date a Fat Chick, A Fat Girl's Guide to Dating.
Okay.
What category is it in? Food, home?
Jesus.
What is it? Like, what category is it?
Home.
It's the how-to. Should be how-to, right?
I'm asking.
I don't know what category it is, but it's comedy, I think, satirical.
See?
So just type it in, you'll find it.
What's it called again?
How to Date a Fat Chick.
So if a guy takes you out to eat, do you limit the food that you have so you don't look big?
You gotta read the book.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It came up as a cookbook.
No, it didn't. Shut up.
No, How to Date a Fat Chick, A Fat Girl's Guide to Dating by Nadine Jones. Okay,
All right.
I like the cover. I like that it looks like a what do you call that? A cosmo. What do you call that book?
A notebook. Yeah, a cosmo, whatever that is. Yeah,
I like that.
Composition.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, you have a good one, Nadine.
Thank you. You too.
Good luck. Hello, who's this?
What's going on, man? My name is Super Trucker, man. I'm out of Eastern North Carolina, man. I'm a truck driver.
What's up, Super Trucker? How you feeling this morning?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm out here shifting gears, making that black smoke come out the pipe.
Okay,
Hey.
all right. What you transporting?
I do flatbeds. I'm hauling building materials right now.
Okay, all right. Well, be safe on them
Yeah,
roads,
man.
brother.
Yo, man, I just want to know, man, y'all got love for truckers, man?
You damn right I got love for truckers. You know, let me hear that
I know
horn.
you do, Jess. Hey, look, I got a song called Trucker Love, man.
Okay.
So y'all get a chance, check it out. It's on YouTube.
You still got love for truckers, Jess? You knew he was going.
Yeah.
All right, blow that horn for us, brother.
I got you.
All right, man.
Hear that?
Be
Yes.
safe on them roads,
Thank
brother.
you.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, MV?
What's up, brother?
What's up, Jess? How
What's
y'all
up?
doing?
What's up, baby?
Good. What's going on? Get it off your chest.
Yo, I'm mad at my brother James.
What your brother do?
He set me up. I'm sick last night, not feeling well. I'm at home, and he lied to his wife, telling her that he was hanging out with me all night, and he wasn't.
Oh, man. He ain't tell you that
And
you was
his-
part of the lie.
He ain't tell me because I was dead into the world, and his wife called my wife, asking her was he with me.
Oh, man.
And what your wife say?
Yo, she blew his spot up like hell no. You want to see the cameras?
Damn.
She blew him up, and he's calling me up to talk about, yo, you supposed to help me out. I'm like, yo, you should have told me first.
I hate when somebody make you a part of the lie but don't tell you about the lie. Like, damn.
Now he's mad because he say that I'm the reason why his wife is putting him out. Now he wants to come and stay at my house.
Oh, hell no.
You not the reason, and your wife ain't gonna let him stay. Your wife ain't gonna let no cheating ass stay at their house.
I'm sending him over to you, Envy.
Definitely not sending him over to me. I got a couple of dogs that'll make sure he stay out.
I hear that, Envy. Yo, Envy, when you throwing another mixtape out, man? Come on, stop playing.
You be rapping?
He's talking about a DJ mixtape, Jess.
Okay,
Jess, said you be rapping? You ain't gonna get that in a while, brother. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
Oh, come on, Envy.
That ain't gonna happen. These artists are a lot different, man. But back then, I would say the artists really respected the DJ and really loved the DJ. Where
mixes.
When you would ask an artist for something and they would be happy to do it, glad to do it. But now, I ain't playing the politics game, bro.
Yeah, I know what you and Red Cafe, man.
Yeah, shout to Red
Respect.
Cafe. All right, brother. Well, you have a good one, man.
Peace, Envy.
All right, brother. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
This is Raw Baby Love from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
What's up, brother? What's going on with you?
Hey, listen, I just want to say God bless you, Charlamagne, and Jess Hilarious, man, for what you do on a daily basis, man. It's not easy, and you don't get I want to give you your flowers while you're here, man. You guys help me every day, man. You put me in the right direction. You keep me safe. And I just want the positive vibes to come back to you guys on a daily basis, man. I love y'all, man.
Hey, we love you too, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good one, brother.
You too.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, y'all? This Replay from Chicago.
What up, Chi-Town? What up?
Replay. What's happening?
What up? What up, man? Look, I got to give a shout-out this morning to Lauren LaRosa. Man, she been holding it down, man. She been coming with good news, good facts. Me and her the same age, man, and I just love seeing people my age just go hard. And then, baby girl, keep doing what you do, you know?
That's what it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No doubt, no doubt. Man, y'all
Yeah,
follow me, man?
Charlamagne, I was talking to you.
Yeah.
What were you saying, King? Go ahead, finish.
Okay, go ahead, King.
Oh, yeah, man, look, like I say, I'm Replay. If y'all want to follow me, I'm on Instagram at Ladies Love Replay.
Why they call you Replay, bro?
Man, that's actually the name they gave me. I'm an R&B singer, and I don't know, one of the guys was like, you should call yourself Replay. I'm like, all right, thanks. I want everybody to replay my song.
Okay.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
No doubt, y'all.
Put a little more sauce on that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to come up with something better. Why they call you Replay? I don't know, you know what I mean? Because when I put it down, you know, ladies love it so much they want to see it again. Something, you know what I mean? Like just something.
Facts.
Excuse me?
I'm with it.
He said facts.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought he was telling me something else.
Facts.
I thought he was telling me he wasn't into women. I didn't know. I'm like, what? Excuse me?
Hello, who's this?
This is Jay Meta. How's it going?
Jay Meta, what's up? Get it off your chest, Jay Meta. Good morning.
You know, I'm stressed. You know, I'm tired of people always asking you, you know, are you getting old? When are you gonna get married? And I tell them in a minute, dog. You know, they're always telling you when they're gonna get a new job, and I tell them in a minute, dog. You know, everyone has their own pace, and they want to put you to a standard and do things. You know,
how old are you?
Everyone has their own pace. Me, I just turned 30. That's why.
I didn't know men get that kind of pressure. I didn't know men get that's usually pressure that's reserved for women. I'm talking about the marriage part.
Nah, yeah, they do.
Not the job.
Do you have kids yet?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna tell you when you're gonna have a kid.
How old are you?
In a minute, dog. You know.
How old are you?
Me, I'm getting close to that age. You know, 30 is you know, it's that point.
You're 30.
So why don't you, when they ask you, you know, when you're gonna get married, just be like, I'm in the men, dog. Just say something like that. You don't think so?
Yeah, that's what I tell them. In the
that's
minute,
right.
dog.
That's right.
But definitely if you got older parents too, because older parents want grandparents, I'm sure. So that's what they ask me.
Older parents want grandparents?
But I'm sorry, grandkids. You know what I mean?
Most guys, by a certain age, if you don't have kids, they'd be like, or you're not married, they think something's wrong.
Older parents want grandkids. That's what I meant.
Well, you'll meet Mr. Right in due time.
Mr. or Mrs.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
No. Have a good day, brother. We appreciate you.
Have a great day. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here as well. We got a special guest in the building. His new book, Who Better Than You? The Art of Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big, is out now. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Packer.
Family, what's going on?
What's up?
How we
are you?
feeling?
Look
Blessed,
good.
black, and highly
Yeah.
favored. How you feel?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, I'm up here with one of the most incredible platforms in media right now. Interesting time in media. You know, media ebbs and flows. We're in an ebb right now in the movie business, Charlamagne. I don't know if you know, just, coming off the strikes, coming off of COVID, like the movie industry never really recalibrated. So there's a lot of folks out there that are hurting right now. A lot of folks that aren't working, a lot of actors out of work, writers. And so as a producer, I'm just trying to keep people hired, trying to do what I do and create content. Most people out there, they don't realize, because there's so much content out there and so many streaming services. It's like, it's everything out there. I can see whatever I want. But actually, the media companies are making a lot less. So it's an interesting time in the business, man.
Who Better Than You is the name of the book. What made you decide to write this?
Yo, I have been in the movie game for almost 30 years now. And I have dealt with some of the biggest names, some of the most impressive, successful people, some of the most toxic, insecure people. And throughout that process, I have gained a set of skills that I want to share with people about how you can be successful and manifest a more full life. How you can use some of the skills that I've learned that are transferable to any industry to navigate, be it you want to start a new endeavor, you want to overcome a challenge, you want to pivot in your life. And so I'm telling stories I've never told before, stories from dealing with, some of my Hollywood folks, but it's really lessons, right? It's lessons about this is how you deal with people, how you position yourself to succeed, and how you have healthy arrogance. Not to be confused with toxic arrogance, right? Toxic arrogant walks in a room and says, I'm better than everybody here. I'm going to win because you're going to lose, right? I'm better than you. Healthy arrogance walks in a room and says, okay, number one, I belong in this room, right? The most successful people feel that. They don't feel like, am I supposed to be here with all these important people? Healthy arrogance feels like I'm supposed to be here. However, I also have something to add to this room. This room is better because I'm in it. And I'm going to get other people to understand how they and I have a commonality in terms of our goal. If you can get other people to see the value in what you're going after, then you can then get them to row in the same direction as you and work towards your own goal. That's what leadership is. Getting other people to realize that it's not me against you. If I can get you to understand that together, we both benefit from working together and accomplishing things that are my goals as well as your goals, your chance for success is increased.
When I read about, you talk about healthy arrogance, I hear your interviews about healthy arrogance, it feels like you're saying it's like a sense of worthiness.
It's value. It is. It is very much understanding the value to place on yourself, right? You understand, Charlamagne, because you talk about mental health a lot. We all have this drumbeat in our head, right? It can be a negative drumbeat of, I'm not ready, I'm not worthy, I don't have the skills, I'm not prepared. More and more you tell yourself that, the louder those voices get. But there's a confidence muscle that you can build, that you can grow by telling yourself the exact opposite, that I am worthy, right? That I am prepared. But it's really about assigning value. The thing I say to people is that understand from the time you are born until the time you leave this earth, you are building your brand. Everything you do, right? I mean, you can't make mistakes. Everybody does. But every decision you make and everything you do is building your brand, and it is telling people what value to assign to you. Whether that's somebody that is looking to invest in you, looking to date you, looking to just hang out with you. You are telling them what your value is. And you have to be healthily arrogant in the way that you force other people to recognize your value.
Damn.
Yeah.
So if you don't have nobody, does that mean you're not worth nothing?
Well, I'm not going to say that. Well, you mean like a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, that just means that you have to be sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that understand your value.
Quality.
It might mean that you're worth more than people want to give you credit for.
Talk about it.
It might mean you're single because other people don't recognize your value and you're not willing to compromise for it.
You had something to say, Charlamagne?
What? A hit dog will holler, won't they?
No, you keep spinning that little sassy neck this way.
I'm just asking the brother a question.
Why is Charlamagne's neck sassy?
You saw it coming this way, though, didn't you? You did.
The sassiness of the neck that caught me off guard.
The hair whip. That's what
is that what it is? Are you whipping your hair back and forth?
I was not whipping my hair at all.
What's happening?
I was just asking you a question because I like what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. Well, yes, absolutely. So if somebody happens to be an amazing, beautiful single sister, I don't know, the relationship relationship status of everybody here, but let's just say present company.
You keep looking over there, though. Why?
Well,
like,
because
you didn't look at Jess. Why you looking?
You know why I look at her? Because she said you had a sassy neck. So she is immediately the most entertaining person at this table.
I want to ask you about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And when did you get past that, or did you deal with that at all yourself?
Absolutely deal with it. Everybody deals with it. Everybody gets to a point where they feel like, yo, do I belong? Right? Do I deserve to be in the most important spaces? And I've been very, very fortunate to be in some incredible rooms with some people that are, some of the most powerful people from around the world. As I said, what I realize is that when I walk in those rooms, I cannot question if I'm supposed to be there. I need to realize, what is it that I have that nobody else in this room has? And how can I double down on that? Right? So, black man, African-American filmmaker in Hollywood, not a lot of folks at my level in the rooms that I'm in. Oftentimes, it's all white people in those rooms. What I choose to do, instead of saying, okay, I'm the only black person in this room, I know they racist, I know they looking at me a certain way, I know they have a negative perception. I'm walking in the room and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm bringing something that nobody else can bring. When I talk about my perspective, when I talk about my audience, when I talk about my community, nobody else can debate me on that. So I'm the only one with that lived experience. Whatever it is in the rooms and the circles that you're in, what's the unique thing that you have? And then you triple down on that. That will help with that imposter syndrome. The other thing is that you have to understand, like, you don't have to be somebody that's just born with like an overabundance of confidence. It's something that you can build, but you do have to build it by putting a success with a success with a success, right? Like, just like A-Ball MJG said, check with a check with a check. You got to build the successes. And sometimes to do that, you got to come back and not say, okay, my first success has to be so big, right? Just accomplish something. I call it fabricating momentum. I believe that sometimes we get stuck on the first rung. The very first thing, I'm trying to get started. I don't have any money. I don't know people. I don't have a network. That's okay, right? Don't make the first thing you're trying to do to climb the mountain, right? That's a lot. That's a momentous task. Make the first thing, buy the shoes, hiking boots, then buy a rope, then drive by the mountain and look at it. Well, you've done 3 things, right? Get started. Do something. That helps to build that confidence. We all need that.
All right, we got more with Will Packer when we come back. His new book, Who Better Than You? The Art of Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big, is out now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRose is here with us as well. We're still kicking it with Will Packer. His new book, Who Better Than You? The Art of Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big, is out now. Charlamagne?
I want to get to the art of the pivot, but first I want to ask you about the chapter that says stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Just make it wide. Lean into your thing.
Yes.
How does one avoid being typecasted by leaning into their thing, and when do you know the pivot?
Yeah. The whole point of that chapter is about when you have something that you do really, really well. Because many times people are afraid of being locked into something that people will think that's all I can do, right? But if you do that thing and you do it really, really well, do not stop. Okay? Don't stop. The most successful people have a thing that they do and they do it well. Then they use the ability to be successful in a lane to go out and do something else. I'm only able to write this book with a major publisher because I've been very successful in a particular medium, right? True. Now I'm able to go and do other things. So don't worry about that. Oh, well, I can do so much other stuff. What's the thing you do really well? Do that. Triple down on that. Be the best person in that particular field. And by the way, find your passion within that, right? Too many times people are telling me, well, I'm not passionate about something. I got to wait to find my passion and before I go out and work really hard. And I'm telling you, you're building your brand from day one. Work hard today. I didn't have a passion to be a filmmaker. I will admit that. But
really?
I did not. That was not my dream growing up. But I found that I was really good at knowing how to hire actors and raise money and self-distribute. And then I found the passion in storytelling later. So I found the thing I was really, really good at, and then I found my passion within it. I encourage people to do that. Don't worry about being typecast. Stay in your lane, but you can make it wide. I'm not trying to pigeonhole you, and I'm not trying to limit what you can do, but stay in your lane. Too often we are trying to do too much, and now you can't be the person that's doing everything the best. That is just not how humans work. What's the thing you do well? Triple down on that.
So once you've leaned into your thing and you find that thing, there's never a pivot from that thing.
It can be a pivot where you use that thing. You use your ability. You use your brand. You use the fact that you have got credibility in a particular space. You have done the exact same thing. You use the fact that you have credibility in one lane in order to then expand your lane, right? But it should still all be about, this is the thing that I do. That's why I say, stay in your lane, but make your lane wide.
Is there ever a time where like because I remember when you told the story about Kevin with the last time you guys were here.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing it in context of this book of like who better than you. And I feel like in that moment he had the arrogance to be like, I can do both of these. I'm going to be fine and it's all going to work out. But things like that can kind of get pretty tricky because what if it hadn't have worked out?
Right.
Is there ever a moment where you have to tell somebody who's coming to you for this type of who better than you advice, like, maybe this is not it for you right now. Maybe there's someone better than you right now, but that doesn't mean later you might not be able to have that who better than you arrogance.
You have to be honest with yourself, number one, right? We live in a world where people think either they are too great or they are too awful. Rudyard Kipling has a poem called If. And my favorite stanza in that poem is, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. That is saying that both triumph and disaster are imposters. Neither of them are real, right? Too many times, because we post something on social media, everybody tell you, oh my God, you the greatest thing ever, it's so good. Or the opposite. They just hating on you, telling you how awful you are. Neither of that is true. You got to stay even keeled. So the first thing you got to do is be honest about you and your skill set. It's the only way you're going to get better. Don't worry about external factors. You got to have a very honest conversation. One of the things I talk about in the book is how we have to make sure, I'm a daily affirmation type of person. You're there encouraging yourself, right? Giving yourself positivity, telling yourself how you're ready, how you're prepared, what you can do, but also being very, very honest with yourself. I don't care what you tell the world. Don't lie to yourself. Lie to your mama, lie to your cousin, lie to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Do not lie to yourself. Be very, very clear about what it is that you do well.
Yeah. You know, I want to talk to you about the Packer family motto, too. If you want to have what others won't, you have to do what others don't.
Yeah.
I see you got your mom with you. Did that come from her? Or?
I got moms. You know what? It's something that mom instilled in me. You know, when I was growing up, mom and dad, they took me like, you know, like Simba and the Lion King and lifted me up and said, you know, whatever the sun touches is yours, son. Like, I encourage my folks with kids, do that. Tell your kids, because that's when they're the most impressionable. Tell them they can do anything. They told me that. And so I was very audacious growing up. With my family, it's me, my wife. We have 4 children. So that's the 6-pack. If you want to have what others don't, you have to be willing to do what others won't, period. That is the mantra. The mantra is that understand whatever it is that you want to do. If anybody else can do it, then it's not special. You're not going to get it, right? You're not going to get something that's unique. You got to be willing to do what others are not to get that thing. And I believe that the more you do hard things, the better you become at hard things. The more hard things you do, the easier hard things become. So don't run from doing hard things. Don't run from doing the things that everybody else says is crazy. That's the only way you're going to get strength and to build that muscle is by doing those hard things. That's why I say dream big, because your dream has got to be so big, because there's going to be challenges along the way. It's got to be so big that it pushes you past those challenges inevitably. Because if the dream is just a mediocre dream, like, man, it'd be kind of cool to do that. Then when you run into a speed bump that's really hard, you're going to say, you know what? It ain't worth it. I'm cool. Right? But if the dream is so big, right? I mean, so big, 4K HD, like super crazy, beyond your wildest dreams big, then when you do hit that hard moment, those challenges, you know it's worth it to keep going and keep fighting because the dream is big enough.
Is Will Packer allowed to turn his own book into a movie?
Yeah.
Or a limited series?
Yeah. I mean, I'm Will Packer.
Okay.
You know,
Did you think about doing
I
it
could
yet?
do that.
I saw Heather in the background. Is that?
You know what Heather say in the background?
I don't know. I just saw something.
Oh.
It was.
Really?
I was giving a lean, like maybe no, don't do it right now or something.
You know what? I made this book not to turn into a movie or a TV show. You never say never, because you know one of my biggest movies is Think Like a Man. Mm-hmm. Steve Harvey will tell you he never thought of that as a movie. Never. He never wrote it for that. I wrote this to give the master mentorship that I didn't have. I have people coming to me a lot and saying, "Tell me about your success story. Tell me about your failures. Tell me about what you had to overcome." And so when I tell these stories, right, and I talk about, you know, Beyonce turning me down 5 times, or Idris Elba, you know, almost not walking the carpet at the first Emmys, and how you get past that. Like, when I tell these stories, I'm doing that so that other people can benefit from it. So I could turn it into a movie, but that's not what I made it for. I literally made this book so that I could influence other folks who are either on their way up, thinking about making a pivot, or living a life that they know could be a little more fulfilling.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
Will Packer, new book, Who Better Than You? The Art of Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big, out right now. Always a pleasure to see you. Go out there and buy this book. Make it a New York Times bestseller, man.
Appreciate you, fam.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank y'all for having me, Charlamagne, and thank you because you are somebody that, you know, and I told you this, we saw each other at the Democratic National Convention, and I told you I had written my first book, and I was inspired by your books. And by reading your books and just seeing that process and the grind that you put in. So you never know who's watching and who you're inspiring. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me.
It's Will Packer. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here. And we got a special guest in the building.
David Oyelowo is here. Did I say it right?
You did.
Okay. I had to ask you beforehand. You know,
I appreciate that you did.
Yeah, I see it all the time, but I'm like, I don't want to hack it when I try to say it.
No, everyone does, but you nailed it.
How are you, sir?
I'm very good. Very good. It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
So you got Government Cheese happening right now on Apple TV.
Yeah.
So in watching this, but also some of the other things that I've seen you play in, can you just first talk about your career and like the roles that you select? All of the roles that I know you for are very powerful, very like you tell stories that are like so important to Black people. Coming out the gate, is that something you were like, hey, this has to be it for me, this is what I want to do? Or did you just fall into these roles because, like, how did it happen?
No, thank you for saying that. It's very intentional. You know, I was incredibly influenced by film and television growing up, and I was aware quite early that the images I was taking in were in some ways informing me of what Blackness means globally speaking. And then I had this incredible moment where, having been born and grown up in the UK, we moved back to Nigeria for 6 years, from the age of 6 to 13. And I was suddenly in a country, in an environment where I was not a minority. Everything on offer in that society was mine for the taking. And I realized that these images that I was internalizing that often had Black people on the periphery or playing what I deemed to be caricatures or stereotypes were insidious, were detrimental to us as a people. And so, having moved back to the UK, becoming an actor, I felt that if I'm not part of the solution, I'm part of the problem. And so I've definitely gravitated towards roles and projects that mean that I am trying to change what I saw growing up. I'm trying to widen the aperture and contextualize who and what we are as Black people.
That's interesting. I wonder, how did you know that they were caricatures and stereotypes if you hadn't been to America to see for yourself yet?
Because I was living in communities where Black people were central to their own lives, and I knew that what I was seeing, because it wasn't just America, it was in the UK as well. You know, if every time you see a Black person, they are on the periphery of the narrative, if so often they are criminalized or marginalized, that was not my experience walking through the earth. And so I felt that's intentional, that's political, that's propaganda in a sense, and it's having a detrimental effect on me because there is a disconnect between my lived experience and what I'm internalizing on screen. And so that's how I knew it was something to be combated.
You know, it's so interesting, right? Because I have that conversation often. Because, you know, when you watch film and television in the 90s, if everything had some type of socially redeeming value.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I always wonder, what the hell happened to that?
Right.
It felt like it was intentional for them to stop showing us that and start giving us, like, the reality television.
Yeah, well,
nonsense.
I can tell you exactly what happened. So often, why you had those films that were bringing context to who we are as Black people is because it was largely being framed and made by Black people. What has happened a lot is that our stories, we craft them, we develop them, but at some point you've got to take it to people who have green light power, who are not from our demographic, and so therefore you're having to push who we are through their perception of who we are, and it almost always gets eroded, watered down, or marginalized, and that's what's happening. For some reason in the 90s, there were producers, there were creatives, there were directors who were just doing it all themselves, and it was getting celebrated, and it was less watered down. And that's why I think we had that golden era.
Is it ever heavy for you? Because I remember watching you in the story about Dr. Martin Luther King and
Selma.
Yeah, and Selma, and I know there's a lot because you also have done theater.
Yeah,
you're very serious about what you do, so I know that there's a lot of study and deep study and things of that nature. So you're probably doing that for every single role, and there's a lot of just trauma that you take on differently because you get so close to your characters. How does that stick with you? In that pressure from outside world too of these are characters and people that have shaped our world.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay away from the trauma component. What I mostly gravitate towards are aspirational representations of us. So in playing Dr. King, the gift for me was to see a leader, to see someone who was an icon, but who was a human being as well. And I'm interested in stories where we get to be triumphant, where we get to be someone you would aspire to be no matter what demographic of person you are. More often than not, when you see black people in a historical context, we are browbeaten, we're broken down, and often we're not allowed to ascend. You won't catch me in that narrative. For me personally, we have got to, for me, be on an upward trajectory in whatever we do. So it's less traumatic. It's more celebratory of who we are without shying away from the challenges we face.
Yeah, they never want to show you the slave revolting.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And for me, that's why I resist slave narratives, because it's very hard to find the triumphant in that. The closest I came to that was playing Bass Reeves in this show, Low Men Bass Reeves. He starts enslaved, but the great thing about being a producer is that you can ensure or be a voice in where the narrative goes. I would not have taken that on if he didn't go from enslavement to empowerment. Staying in enslavement is not something that I want to project to our people, because there are people who enjoy that narrative as a means of keeping us down.
You said something interesting. You said in being a producer, you get to kind of help to figure out where the character development goes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What part of your career did that become an option for you? Because not all actors have the ability to be on a set and say, hey, I think that we should change this or empower differently because of how my people will see this. When did that happen first in your career?
It happened by accident. It was on Selma. I got the script just as an actor in 2007. Felt a real calling to play that role, but I auditioned for it, and the first director said David Oyelowo is not Dr. King. That was literally the feedback, and it took another 7 years before the film came to fruition. But what I could never had anticipated was that I would go from being an actor who was rejected initially to 3 directors later, because they just kept on not wanting to make that movie because black doesn't travel, the audience is not going to gravitate towards it, whatever the excuses are.
They still say that?
Well, they did
even
back
after
then.
Tyler Perry?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you think this is a film about Dr. King.
Tyler Perry.
Because they said that they told Tyler Perry black people wouldn't leave the theater to go to the movies. They don't travel beyond.
I think he meant global. You meant
globally,
at the global
right?
box office, right?
Globally, but here as well. The narrative was black people don't want to see black struggle, white people don't want to feel white guilt and things like that. But it wasn't until 2010 Lee Daniels actually came along and was the one who actually cast me in it. Still couldn't get the film made. In the meantime, I did a small film with Ava DuVernay called Middle of Nowhere. Small $200,000 movie, and I felt she is a genius. Lee had moved on from the project because they wouldn't give him enough money to make it, and I went in and fought very hard for Ava to be the one to direct it. She rewrote the script. It was brilliant rewrite of the script, still couldn't get it made. I'd done The Butler with Oprah at that time. I invited Oprah on to be a producer on the film. 12 Years a Slave came out and had done well, which had broken down this notion of our stories not traveling. And so the aggregation of all of those things is what went on to mean Selma got made. What I didn't realize I was doing by bringing on Ava, bringing on Oprah, fighting daily to try and get the thing made, was producing. And so I thought, oh, okay, well, I can do that again for the things that I believe in and I'm passionate about. And so, that was 10, 11 years ago now, and I haven't stopped since.
All right, we have more with David Oyelowo when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is here as well. We're still kicking it with David Oyelowo. Lauren?
I want to talk about government cheese. So the name itself of the series, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
Because it's referring to the government cheese program, which is a kind of like an overarching conversation that you guys have throughout the series without really having it all the way.
Yeah.
So talk about just the choice to title it that, and what you hope, the hope is that people get just from looking at the title before they even see it.
Yeah, I mean, government cheese for us was symbolic of what we tend to do as black people. Necessity being the mother of invention. We will take nothing and make it into something. And government cheese, as people may know, was government subsidized food. There was powdered eggs, there was powdered milk as well. And with government cheese in particular, you talk to people even now, they have this, they go into this place in their heads when they think about those grilled cheese sandwiches or the mac and cheese, and they talk about it incredibly fondly because it was a not particularly nutritious food that people made into a delicacy. And what you have with the Chambers family is that they are this black family in the Valley in the 60s making something out of nothing. This guy starts the show incarcerated, has this epiphany about making a self-sharpening drill. It's going to be the means by which his family comes out of the challenging situations they're in. So it's aspirational. You have the character that Simone Missick plays. She's a receptionist, but she wants to be an interior designer. You have our son who's aspiring to be a pole vaulter. You have this other son of ours who, is completely obsessed with Native American culture. Everyone is looking beyond where they are from an aspirational point of view, and in many ways, government cheese is sort of symbolic of that.
What's the equivalent of government cheese in the UK? I don't. As a British man, did you understand what that was?
Yes. I mean, we don't have exactly the same thing, but I remember, you got bottles of milk that everyone got, that would get dropped at your house every morning, and that was something that was across the nation. Super rich people were not getting that necessarily, but it was lower income families, so that's the closest that we got in terms of that situation. But the thing I know from living in the UK, living in Nigeria and Africa, living here, is that wherever you go, the resilience of black people in terms of, making something out of nothing is just something that feels pretty universal.
You've had other roles that have highlighted black life in the 60s. What about government cheese felt different from those other projects?
This the amount of joy on display.
Okay.
And just the relatability, I think. Our experience is very specific, especially in the 60s as it pertains to civil rights and black struggle. But, with this family, they are dealing not only with economic challenges, but marital challenges, and raising kids, and, just trying to make ends meet. And I think all of those things are what make it fresh and familiar at the same time. You've seen black people in the 60s, but never quite like this, never quite in this place, and never this family. They're kind of out there. But, I have 4 kids myself, and, it's weird. It's not until you go to a restaurant and you see people looking at you funny, you realize how weird and quirky your own family is, because you're just being super loud and people are keying into your conversation. So I think we're probably all a bit more quirky and weird than we care to admit.
Well, this series is definitely a lot more like light and fun, and even though it takes on like some serious undertones. But I was reading this article that you did with Men's Health magazine.
Yeah.
And you were talking about going out into Wyoming on a ranch with your kids.
Oh yeah.
When I saw the article, I was like, this is like a random interview for him to have right now. And then I was reading and I was like, I get it, because you put yourself in the light of like a person who has had to learn again to just like relax and just be fun and just be a person, because you're studying, you're acting, you're working, and then there's clauses where you can't go out and do stuff like that, which makes a lot of sense. But those moments with your kids where they're seeing you as like a human, or as like, dad is fun, dad can do these things. How does that reignite you when you get back on these sets? And you take on these characters like the one in government cheese.
I'm so glad you brought that up because, everything I'm saying is hard work. When I make a show, probably in the past to an unhealthy degree, I feel like it's a political act. I feel like it's not just about me going to work and taking on a story. I'm bringing my people with me. And you could argue that there are elements of that are unhealthy. And so to smell the roses while you're on the journey, to continue to intentionally enjoy your family, enjoy your marriage, enjoy your home has been something that I've tried to afford myself more and more as I've got deeper into my career, especially as there are now more wins on the board. There are really significant things I've done that are absolutely in line with what I set out to do.
Right.
And the temptation is to just be like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? And, I have 4 kids, three boys and a girl. I have a wife who I deeply love. And, that is just as important. And a life well lived is not really about what you did. It's how you made people feel. And the thing...
Who says that?
Well, there you go. And you're right. And I want the people closest to me to feel like I was present, to feel like I didn't just say I loved them, but my actions demonstrated that as well. And I think that's time. That's just constantly demonstrating to the people you love that you value being in their presence. And so I'm working on it. I'm not going to tell you that I'm all the way there, but that's definitely an intention I'm trying to bring more into my life.
Is that what you meant when you said in the article that you came back a different dad?
Yeah, I came back a different... Wow, you guys really do your research. You really read that article.
I would say, is this PR team right? Or whoever was that pitched that was so smart, because in looking you up, everything else... Kate, go on.
I didn't even know she pitched that.
Well, no, you don't just end up in Men's Health Magazine.
Oh, I thought you meant pitched it to us.
No.
Okay, got you.
Gave me that story, I would have ran it up too. But no, when I saw that, I was like, it was so genius, because I think your reputation as an actor is so like, it's very like stern and silent and serious.
Right.
And then I see this article about you doing all this stuff in Wyoming with your kids. I'm like, wait, hold on, what? You be having fun? So it made me go read it.
But that's what I guess. Yeah. When you said you came back a different dad, I guess you just realized like I can't just be so much into my work. I still got to be pops.
But also, I was a really rambunctious kid. I would throw myself all over the place. I was one of 3 boys, and then I had my own kids, and I got super like wrapping them in cotton wool, like, oh, careful, don't do that, and then we went on this trip where we're horse riding and ATVing and you're shooting arrows and bike riding, and I just really just let myself go. Probably a bit too much, because I went flying over the handlebars of the ATV at one point. But I do that when I'm playing a role, because it's like, throw yourself into the role, do whatever the role requires. But for my kids to see me having fun in that way was an eye-opener for them. And I came back differently, because I was like, you know what? I am almost playing a role for my kids in order for them to be safe. But they also need to see dad letting loose and having fun, because then they'll hopefully take the right kind of risks, not just, careless risks. And it was a shift in the dynamic. And it was something I actually didn't want to go on particularly. My wife won it in a raffle, this trip to this dude ranch, and then sent us all out. And, I'm so grateful that we did it. And we've done so many more things like that since then, because it was hugely beneficial for our family.
We have more with David Oyelowo when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRose is here as well. We're still kicking it with David Oyelowo. Charlamagne?
Did you have any reservations about playing MLK because you are a British actor, and there's always that thing of why are all of the British actors playing the roles of American icons?
No, because of the way it came in. When I read the script in 2007, I had never been thinking of myself as Dr. King. But I'm a Christian. I was in a time of praying and fasting, and I felt God tell me, you are going to play this role. And then the way it came about eventually, which is that, I can safely say pretty much no one worked as hard to get that film made as I did. And I would probably say no one else was quite as influential in getting that film made, between bringing on Ava, between bringing on Oprah, between all the work done behind the scenes to try and get the film made. So for me, I just found it unacceptable that the only American who had a holiday named after him in the 20th century, who happens to be a black man, had not had a film made about him yet. I wasn't feeling like I have to be the one to make it, but this was already 50 years after his assassination. Why do we not have the movie? And I'm a big believer in, if not me, then who? And so I was never really thinking I'm British, it should be someone else. And the reality is that when Lee Daniels was casting for it, he met everyone. Like I saw the list of some of the people he met. I was like, oh my Lord, I cannot believe I'm going up against my heroes to even dare think I'm going to be the one to play this. But I eventually got the role. And so for me, it's a question of, okay, now I've been given the opportunity. It's less about whether or not I should play it. It's more about how well I do it. And that is going to be, at the end of the day, the thing that I want people to judge. And so I never really thought about it in that way, because at the end of the day, I have no interest in playing myself on screen. I'm always going to be gravitating towards the most extreme challenge in terms of playing someone who's not necessarily me.
Could you have your production company, Yoruba Saxon?
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Yoruba Saxon. So I know that you and your wife co-run that production company, and I'm sure a lot of the stories that you guys tell are very close to the heart as far as like black stories, just by your passion here. Do you get backlash at all because you're not married to a black woman doing that, and how do you deal with that if so?
Not to my face.
Clocked it. All right.
I'm sure there are plenty of people who feel some kind of way about that, but we called it Yoruba Saxon because, you know, I'm from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. She's Anglo-Saxon, and so, you know, our company is a demonstration of the fact that we are more alike than we are different as human beings, generally speaking. You know, in making government cheese, yes, it's a black family, but my hope and my bet is that everyone is going to see their family in that family because of the relatable themes and components that we've woven into it. And so, you know, I'm incredibly proud of my family. I fell in love with my wife when we met when we were teenagers. We got married when she was 20, I was 22. And everything we have, we built together. So, you know, for me, sometimes the accusation you know, in marrying a white woman is, you know, they say things like, oh, there's self-loathing in there, or what's the other one? Or that she's a trophy or something like that. We were so poor when we started out. There couldn't be less trophy or if it tried. But you know, I am an incredibly proud black man, African, Christian, husband, father. There are so many things that I am on top of my demographic and who I'm married to, and those are all reflected in the work that I and we do.
You and your wife should be thinking about producing a biopic on a great man named Dr. Umar Johnson. He's an activist here in America, scholar.
Oh wow!
Yeah. You should think about that.
No.
Just look into
really?
Look into it. Listen,
Do
look
not.
into
Oh really?
Just look here.
Listen,
No.
Okay.
don't listen to her.
I'm gonna keep looking at you. He's about to get me
Right?
in trouble.
Your wife and you don't.
Was I
have nothing to do
about
with
to become a meme just then? Is that what was about to happen?
Baby, a meme.
Okay.
There's a whole chant. You don't want
Okay.
no
Don't listen to
parts.
her.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
They'll love you for that. Listen, was that ever a role that you would pitch that you morally said to yourself, I can't do this?
Well, what tends to happen is the minute you play a civil rights leader, you get every civil rights leader who's ever lived. I definitely said no to those. The minute you play a groundbreaking character, there's a whole genre called the first black man who. You know, I get a lot of first black man who, which I'm not interested in.
What's the craziest thing? You was like, yo, I didn't even know a black man did that.
I want to say that there have been like windscreen wipers, the guy who invented the paperclip, the guy who like it's ridiculous. It gets as ridiculous as that, and people will come to you like full of passion. The other one you want to really avoid is when someone goes, man, I got this script, and it's about my dad, and he the first person who had a car wash in Alabama, and all that kind of stuff. And I just like I don't know how to tell you that is not a movie. I'm just so sorry, but that's not gonna be my next. But I got your next project, and
Yo,
I'm like,
your accent go in and out.
know.
It's crazy. Like
it's because it happens a lot to
Yo.
me. So yeah, those are the ones to avoid as well.
Absolutely.
you mentioned so casually multiple times, Oprah.
Oh, right.
Like just very casually. I read another story about when you invited her to your Othello opening night, and she had to sit on them hard benches, and she never let you lay that down.
She just never stopped talking about how, child, those benches. But she came to Coriolanus, which I just did in London, and they had cushion seats.
Yes.
So, we are beyond the bad benches now. But yeah, and they were very tough benches to watch 3 hours of Shakespeare. So she fair point, but I'm glad that we've broken the deadlock.
She show up a lot for you, though. It sounds like, just in what I'm hearing you say. Like, what's that relationship? And like, because Oprah ain't coming out the house for everybody.
She is not. She's not. We met during The Butler together, and I remember being stood at a party at Lee Daniels' house that he was renting in New Orleans when we were shooting that film. And it was at a time when I felt very isolated. I felt very alone. I'd moved here with my family. If I'm totally honest, I felt like there were other actors who saw me as a threat in a way that confused me, because I was like, I'm just, I'd come out of theatre in the UK. It's an environment where it's all about, about the work and working together. And there were people who were like, that coming here to take our jobs thing was a real thing I was feeling. And I just remember being stood in a corner at this party, and Oprah came up to me and said, "You okay?" I said, "You know what? I'm really glad to have gotten this movie, but it's just, I don't know if you've ever felt this, just like your own community is resisting you, which is what I'm feeling."
Oprah done got that, baby.
Course.
Especially about black men, they be on
she's
her.
the first, whatever you said earlier, the first ever. Yes,
I know.
Yes.
And so exactly your reaction there was her reaction. She was like, "Baby," and she talked about how Sidney Poitier was the one who took her under his wing and said, "No, you're not crazy. This is a real thing. It's something that is unfortunately part of ascending in our community." And he mentored her. And she literally said to me, "I am going to do for you what he did for me." Wow. And she has never abated on that. Selma doesn't happen without her. My directorial debut doesn't happen without her. So much of the advice, so much of the financial literacy I have came from her, because I didn't come from means. My parents were not particularly good business people, even though they had a business.
Right.
And so, she has really, really made good on that promise, and it's been absolutely life-changing.
Oh, I know them people definitely hate you now.
Oh, no, I know.
Out here getting all the roles.
I know.
You can call Oprah and she just pop outside. It's like, you ain't get invited nowhere.
I know. I made a rod for my back.
Pause. David, thank you for joining us, brother.
Thank you.
Government Cheese is on Apple TV right now, and it was just a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, don't be a stranger. It's David Oyelowo.
Yes.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You gave me donkey of the day, and I deserve it.
People need to know.
Well, you need to tell them.
I am.
You have the voice. Tell them. Tell them.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
It's a read, but you're so good at it.
You're trying to be a fake ass Charlamagne. There's only one Charlamagne to God.
Damn, Charlamagne, who you giving donkey of the day to now?
Well, Sexy Red, Donkey of the Day goes to Ashley Cross. Ashley is a 37-year-old African-American woman from Memphis, Tennessee. Okay? Salute to everyone who listens to us on K97 in Memphis. Now, I'm sure that you all are aware by now that a lot of companies have rolled back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. One of those companies is Walmart. Now, if you read my first book, Black Privilege, and you know the joy Walmart brought me as a child, because when you grow up in the country like I did, salute to Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Drop on the clues bombs from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. When you grow up in the country or rural area, the 24-hour Walmart is everything. Okay, that's where we would go late at night because there was nothing else to do. Yes, the good old days, walking the holy grounds of Walmart. This was way back in the day when the only thing they were rolling back is prices. But a lot of people have called for a boycott of these companies, in particular Target. But Ashley Cross has decided that she is staging a one-woman boycott of Walmart. Yes, in fact, Ashley is not going to be shopping at Walmart. Period. No Walmart in the country. None of them. Ever again. Okay, do you have that kind of commitment to your boycott? Can you vow to never shop in an establishment ever again? Or is Scott paper towel being $10.68 for 12 rolls too great a deal to pass up? Well, if it is, then you can always do what Ashley did, because it's guaranteed Ashley will never step foot in any Walmart ever again. And I lied. It's not because she's boycotting Walmart. It's actually because Walmart is boycotting her. What do you mean, Uncle Charla? Walmart is boycotting her. Well, let's go to News Channel 3 for the report, please.
Ashley Cross, charged with criminal trespass and theft of merchandise, is, according to the police report, a well-known shoplifter at this Walmart on Elvis Presley Boulevard in Whitehaven. So well known to Walmart that Cross is on an authorization of agency list, meaning she's banned from any Walmart location in the United States. The Elvis Presley Boulevard store is where Cross and another suspect were arrested February 10th. Cross was seen using a device to scan her items for $1 at a self-checkout machine.
Ashley Cross remains in jail on a $7,500 bond. She is due back in court February 19th. The suspect with Cross received a misdemeanor citation for theft of property.
Oh, she already went to court. I wonder what happened. Listen, I used to shoplift up until 2016. Okay, that's when I stopped shoplifting. But I didn't, feel like I was stealing because
9 years ago?
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
You had a little money 9 years ago. Are you still stealing?
I don't know. But I didn't feel like it was stealing because I didn't try to hide anything. I would walk in and, take what I want and just walk out. You only get caught when you look suspicious. Plus I never really stole anything but magazines. When I was young, like Black and Milds, 12 packs of Bud Light, random stuff like that. But Ashley is clearly a kleptomaniac, and she's good because she was using a barcode from an old watch battery to scan all her items for just $1 to self-checkout. I stand a creative thief, okay? Y'all still stealing like Flintstones. Ashley out here like a Jetson with it. Or maybe this is the normal way to shoplift now. I don't steal anymore, so I wouldn't know. But Ashley stole 11 packs of ramen noodles, women's boots, a pair of jeans, and a T-shirt, all totaling $137.34. Now, this woman was clearly stealing essentials. Okay, these are reasonable things to steal. Ramen noodles, boots, clothes. I understand. In America, I'm going to tell you something you don't want to hear. There's going to be a lot more of this. Why? Because during America's inflation crisis, Walmart was the spot. Okay, you can get good deals, all types of essentials. But on yesterday, Walmart said things are about to get slow because consumers are growing increasingly frustrated with inflation. And they're concerned about President Trump's tariffs. Basically, folks been broke, and if people keep losing their jobs, they will be broker. And if you are the reason, okay, people are losing their jobs like Elon Musk and Donald Trump are in regards to federal workers, and you putting tariffs on items, not only do I not have a job, things are going to be even more expensive. So what am I going to resort to doing? I'll tell you what people will resort to doing, trying to survive. And trying to survive can look like a number of things, and sometimes one of those things is shoplifting. I'm not making excuses for Ashley. I'm just telling America what the inevitable is when you don't take care of the least of us. Nevertheless, Ashley Cross is on Walmart's authorization of agency list, which prohibits her from entering any Walmart store across the country. I didn't know such a list existed, but Ashley is on it. And she is currently, I don't even know if currently, but she was being held on a $7,500 bond. Probably still in there. She's probably still in there. Because if you ain't had $134 to get these items from Walmart, you damn sure ain't got the $7,500 bond or the 10% of $750 to get out. But some donkey of the days just sell themselves. Please give Ashley Cross the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
You are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
All right.
It's just, you feel bad for her. No, you don't feel bad for her. She's a repeat offender. She could have got a job.
Or maybe the first offense put something on her record and she couldn't get the job.
That is true, too. But she stole from there a lot. Why wouldn't you switch it up?
All right, this is going to sound bad, but no. You ever be in self-checkout and be feeling like, I shouldn't have to pay for this stuff. Like, some of this stuff is owed to me. Like, maybe she felt like that.
No, I don't
Never
feel that way.
Never felt like that. And that's what happens when you steal wig glue. When you steal wig glue, you know what I'm saying?
What?
What happened? What?
You snoring. Yeah, you so lucky you was stealing when your face was two different colors, because they wouldn't have recognized you from either side.
That is true. That is very true. If I'm on camera in 2016, that's not me. That's true. Okay? That is not me.
All right.
It's not the same person.
The Breakfast Club.
X about me.
Relationship problems?
X about me.
You need to beat your coworker's ass.
X about me.
Your coworker need to beat your ass? Call it up. It's Dr. Jess, and I'm here to fix your mess. It's getting very much messy. Let me fix it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time for Jess Fix My Mess. Hello, who's this?
Anonymous.
Okay, Anonymous. What's your question for Jess?
Long story short, I cheated on my fiance, and I found a GPS tracker in my car recently, and I don't know what to do.
Stop cheating. That's what you got to stop doing, because that's why. How long you been cheating? He's obviously been on to you for a while. How long?
Yeah, he found out. I told him I came clean, but we're trying to work on things.
Trying to work on things. So you recently found the tracker after admitting that you were a cheater?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so that tells me that he does not believe you. You know, he still does not trust that you are done cheating. Are you done with cheating?
No.
Right.
Damn it, man.
And you are questioning why you have a goddamn GPS tracker in your car and you're not done cheating. So why did you come
I don't know
clean?
what to do with the relationship.
Oh, you want to... Oh, okay. Baby, you got to get up out of there. If you want to live your life and you still feel like you got some other things that you don't want to cheat on the person, do you? You know what I mean?
I don't, no.
Just leave him. Because you're not happy. You're cheating for a reason, and he's not happy either.
I still love him, though. I do.
And that's how it works. You always love the person that you cheat on. You know what I mean? You love them, but it's something that he's lacking that you can't get there, right?
Gotcha.
Something that he's not doing that you really, really wish that he would do. And although you don't want to leave him, you still find... you're still looking for something else, and you're finding it out in the streets, and that's still not. Are you married, or this just your boyfriend?
We're engaged, and we bought a house together 8 years ago. So
y'all ain't making it down that aisle, girl. I know you love him, but damn, you ain't even married, and you cheating. I think you should just. Right. I think you should just revoke that whole engagement. Go and live your life. How old are you?
He took the ring already.
How old are
I'm
you?
46.
You 46?
Yeah.
Too old to be playing around.
Okay. She need to be Neo's fifth girlfriend. That's what it sounds like. You into the poly situation. I think that's what you need. You need somebody who's going to be comfortable with you doing these things. I know he already bought the ring. I understand. But would this be better that he found out after you married him or right now? I think it makes more sense that he found out now, and I think that you just need to look in the mirror and just be honest with yourself. Marriage is not for you, especially not a committed marriage. It's not for you right now. I'm not saying forever, but that ain't something that's for you right now, because you got to give him the choice. You know what I mean? Right now, you're not really giving him a choice. You want to lead him on, and he marry you, and you're still gonna cheat. I love your honesty. You like, no, I ain't finished cheating yet, but you can't walk down the aisle. I love it.
I talked for a reason. Like, I'm not trying to. Excuse me.
Okay.
I want real advice.
Yes,
so just like I have to tell my therapist everything.
Yeah.
He can't help me if I lie or if I withhold.
Yeah, and that sets you apart from everybody else. People be calling up here lying to me, leaving out parts of the story. I applaud your honesty, but you cannot get married, and you have to tell him that you're not ready for marriage.
But I'm the one that wants to get married, and he doesn't. I mean, he's the one that's holding back. I mean, obviously he gave me a ring, which indicates he would want to marry me, but he could also just be leading me on.
Leading you on?
We've been together 10 years.
Yep. You can't get married. The advice is still the same. I know you want to get married, but you're not ready. I'm telling you, this ain't even about him no more. It's about you. You're not ready to get married. You're not, because you're not finished playing the field. You know what I mean? And that's totally fine, but you got to do that single, He already got trust issues. You found a GPS tracker. That is scary. It's scary as hell. But what's also scary is being engaged to somebody that keeps cheating. It's crazy, and it's scary knowing that I have to track my woman because I'm afraid that she ain't gonna never stop cheating. I know she's doing something, and we ain't even make it down the aisle yet. So yes, while marriage is something that you want, that's a little further down the line for you, boo.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe.
Good luck, mama. Just fix my mess.
You know what I'm saying? And you wanted Amber Rose to stop the slut walk. Okay.
I ain't want her to stop. She wanted to stop because of her.
These ladies need something to do.
Jesus. I didn't want her to stop. I just felt like it was complete contradictory why she stopped.
800-585-1051. Jess Fix My Mess. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Jess Fix My Mess. We have Cher on the line, right? Hello?
Sherry.
Oh, Sherry. I'm sorry. Take us off Bluetooth for speaker.
Sherry.
I said Sherry.
I just did.
That lady, man.
She yelling at me.
Damn.
Sherry, what's your question for Jess?
That's that Brooklyn stuff. Look, Envy, I'm a fan. Stop. What's good? Good morning. Morning club.
Good
the
morning.
Breakfast Club, man.
What's up, bitch? Shot o'clock. You sound drunk.
Definitely shot o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, y'all. All right, Jess. So I want you to fix my mess, eh?
What's up, baby? What you got?
All right, I got this ex, right? Now, we were together for like 2 years, and then we were still together physically for 2 years after we had broke up. But in those 2 years we broke up, he was with another person, living with her, engaged to her. I don't care about that. I trained that meat myself, you feel me? So it was kind of hard for me to leave that alone. Regardless of whatever we broke up for, you know, trying to train somebody else from scratch is kind of hard. But I attempted, and when I attempted, they was just terrible, back to back. And I'm like, I'm not kissing all these frogs till I get a prince. You feel me? Like, some of them is just toads. And so I just want to know what I should do, girl. Because, you know, that meat is forever mine. Or should I let this girl have her fiance?
I
like,
think you should
if they're going to be married and all that, you feel me?
I know. But this is the thing, because I think I want to tell you to go ahead and pursue him, because that's your ex. You trained that meat and all of that. I get that. But if he's about to walk down the aisle with another shorty, and he just, you know, at this point, he's just using you for the convenience.
See,
of
it's
sex.
not using when I'm the one initiating. I hit him up like, I know y'all got whatever y'all got going on, but you busy today? Because I need something real quick. You feel me? But I'm going to know, like...
Well, I don't think you got anything to even worry about, because once shorty get a whiff of this, she ain't walking down the aisle. So you going to have him, believe it or not.
See, no, that's the thing. I don't never want him back.
Oh,
I want that, and that's why I let him have this fiance, because, you know, let that girl deal with the headache. I just, feel me, I just want to know, should I keep doing that? Should I be abstinent? You feel me? Like, what should I do, Jess?
No,
she just want the meat, Jess.
Yeah, it's so much meat out here. I think, you know, you train one dog, you can train another one. It's
yes,
it's
that's
fine.
the thing, sis. It is.
Yeah,
and when I tried it, it was terrible.
Yeah, let her
Back
have
to
that.
back.
Let her have that. That's her headache now. And I think, like I said, you done. All you want is the meat. That's fine. Some things just run its course. You need to leave him alone. Let him be married. Let him figure it out. That ain't for him either, because obviously, if he's still willingly cheating on his fiance, he ain't even walked down the aisle yet, then that's something that he gonna keep doing. You ain't even got to be a casualty of that. I know you initiating and all that, but would you want your man, your fiance, to do the same thing to you?
I don't.
Exactly. And it's going to come a time where somebody's going to put a ring on your finger, Miss Ma'am, because if you training meat and all that.
Yes, I believe God. Say that again, Jessica. I think he ain't hear you.
So I want you to leave that alone.
Jess, where you think she from? I say Brooklyn.
She definitely from New York. I don't even know the barrels or whatever, but she definitely from New York.
Charlamagne, what you think?
I smell Brooklyn, but
I'm sorry?
I smell Brooklyn, but I think it's the Bronx.
Tell me, Backstar. How much they get Jay? What happened?
I can smell Brooklyn. Yeah. I smell Brooklyn.
Now they got a smell.
Well,
okay.
Good luck in training that D, the meat, or whatever you call it.
That's right, sis.
Yo, you got to stop repeating things just because you hear people saying.
I just like it. It's funny
that
as hell.
sounded crazy.
What? I said good luck with training the D.
She ain't never say she trained the D. She said I trained that meat.
But you ain't hear him ad-libbing you in the background talking about train that meat. You train that D. Like, yo, what's
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
I did not say that.
You want to be with the girl so bad.
You should thank me.
I saved you?
Yes.
Goodbye, Sherry.
Thank you, boo. Yo, Sherry drunk as shit.
Oh, my gosh. All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us during Get It Off Your Chest, a gentleman called in and said he was having a problem with his relationship, and this was bothering him, so let's listen.
First thing, I just want to get this off my chest. I can't say this to my girl, so I'm going to just say it to y'all. I hate my girl dogs. Okay? I don't know how, to all the dog people out there, I don't know how y'all deal with dogs running all around y'all house and dogs everywhere. But this about to make me say, hey, I can't do this no more. Bro, I had a dream about poisoning them dogs last night.
Did you and your wife have a conversation? Did you tell her how you feel?
Yeah, we had one a few months ago, and that turned into a big old argument. So I ain't trying to go there no more.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. What's your relationship pet peeve? Let's start with you, Jess.
All right. When you don't have no father and your mother is way too involved in your business, because then it leaks over into our business. When he want to take you on a date, but ask you where you want to go. Excuse me? If you want to take me on a date, plan the date. I don't like a nigga that be like, well, where you go? Like, plan the date. Learn me. You know what I like. If you know I like to eat steak, where you going to take me? Not Outback, but where you going to take me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Well, he can't.
Damn,
he can't.
Jeff's been waiting on somebody to answer this.
I just stopped like.
Y'all should have did couples therapy a long time ago.
Oh my God! I'm not talking about Chris.
No man can fix the mother problem. Like they can't. If they tight with their mom, they can't fix that.
No.
And then women sometimes, if I take you to a restaurant, then you be like, why we go to this restaurant? Why we not go to the restaurant? So they ask, so what are you feeling for today, babe?
No. It's a date. It's all in the plan. Take the initiative to be like, you know what? I'm gonna take her here. Mm-hmm. You know, and the reason why I say, no Outback Steakhouse, I'm not talking about like cause the price of it and the tier that it's on. I'm talking about because it has steak in the name. Just because it got steak in the name, don't do that. Outback Steakhouse, don't do that.
You are hard to please, though, Jess. You don't like nothing.
Charlamagne, you don't eat nothing, so it's kind of hard to go anywhere and enjoy myself. Okay. With you, but no, it's about the dad. Like it starts with the dad. If your dad not already not in your life, that push you closer to your mother. Then your mother feel like she's dating you, so she got to be in your relationship. I ain't with none of that.
Okay.
So, but no, I'm not talking about Chris. I'm not talking about you, babe.
Who are you talking about then? How many relationships you got?
I don't have these problems now.
Okay. Well, mine is lateness. My wife is always late. I'm talking to you, Gil. Like you said you want to talk about Chris. I'm talking to you, Gil.
I would hope you talking to Gil.
Oh, you're right. My wife is always late. Like to the point where I have to lie about the time. So if you have a party at 9, I got to tell her the party's at 8. And we still gonna get there at 9:30, 10 o'clock. It is what it is. But the problem I have is she be late. And then when I'm downstairs watching the TV waiting on her, she's like, come on, let's go. Now I'm waiting on you.
That's how I go.
I hate that.
That's how I go. So you always on time.
Oh yeah, I'm always on time.
So you're not black. What's your name?
Not answering the phone. My wife and I have different phone habits. Like my phone is usually on me or near me, so I'm quick to answer if I want to answer for the person. But she doesn't walk around with her phone on her. But my thing is that's cool when everybody is home. Like when I'm home and all the kids home, none of us need to really be near our phones because even the parents know the house phone and stuff like that. But when everybody isn't home, keep your phone on you because you never know when I'm calling and why I'm calling. So keep your phone on you. So not answering the phone, that's my pet peeve.
Okay. All right, well let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Breakfast Club. It's J.A. from Indy.
J.A. from Indy. What's up, brother? What's your pet peeve in a relationship?
It's two of them, man. One of them is a woman that doesn't have a relationship. I hate to sound like corny, but a relationship with God. And the second one's going to sound kind of vain, and I can't stand a woman that don't work out. She got to be active.
Okay.
Well, you don't sound, just for the record, you don't sound corny wanting a woman that has a relationship with God. That's not corny.
At all.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But it sounds cliche, though. It sounds cliche to say, but like it's so imperative that you have a relationship. But just as important, I need her active because I can't be looking halfway deep. She a big body.
You don't want no big backs. All right. No big back. All right, thank you, J.A.
God damn. What if she see that? But she need to be praying to God to lose that weight.
Yeah.
See, you don't believe in God.
Tied in together.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hello, who's this?
Maya.
Hey, Maya. Good morning. What's a pet peeve in a relationship for you?
I've been with my husband for 10 years today, and he slobbers and snores really bad.
Oh, baby.
And I'm a light sleeper. Like, I can hear a pin drop. Like, he literally holds me up from sleeping sometimes. Like, he comes to bed like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning most of the time because he's up playing the game. But once he comes to bed, it's like I can't go back to sleep.
Damn.
What the hell? Why the hell either one of y'all ain't got no jobs y'all got to get up for in the morning? Why he get to go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning? What's up?
Baby, we do. We work opposite schedules because our kids aren't in daycare.
Okay, so what's the schedule?
He's night, I'm day.
Got you. Okay.
I feel bad, because snoring is a lot of times you can't fix that.
That's
because,
like sometimes a medical problem.
Medical problem.
Like
he don't do that on purpose.
Man, listen, I ain't never seen nobody snore laying on their belly. Like this is crazy.
Dang, yeah.
You don't nudge him, push him so he wake up a little bit?
That's what I do. All night I'm kicking, I'm hitting, I'm like, shut the
And she said slobber too. You'll probably stank. Pillows probably stank.
Man, yes.
Yeah.
Why don't you get some like earplugs or something?
Word.
And we got 5 kids together, and all 5 of them kids slobber. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, you gotta leave that family, baby.
You gotta leave the whole family.
Psych, nah. I'm joking, boo.
So thank you, Mama.
For better or for worse, though, boo. You said it, so.
That's right.
My Lord.
800-585-1051. We're asking, what's a pet peeve in your relationship? Let's discuss. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, you got a positive note?
I do, but I want to tell people, first of all, man, make sure you go get your tickets for the 3rd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival happening Saturday, April 26th at Pullman Yards in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it is year 3 of an unforgettable day of live podcasts, inspiring conversations, and cultural celebration. Podcast culture celebration, okay? It's hosted by Mandy and Weezy of Decisions. We got the Trap Nerds podcast there for the gamers. Good Moms, Bad Choices is going to be there. Carrie Champion's going to be there with her Naked Sports podcast. Tank and Jay Valentine will be there doing the R&B Money podcast live. And Sarah Jakes Roberts will be there doing the Woman Evolve podcast live. So go get your tickets right now at blackeffect.com/podcast festival. Okay, Saturday, April 26th, 3rd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival, Atlanta. Can't wait to see you there. And the positive note is simply this: remember that emotion can be the enemy. If you give in to your emotion, you sometimes lose yourself. When anger rises, think of the consequences and never make a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?